I started the camera and immediately began coughing. Anyway, hello, welcome to Choice Bits of Bliss. I had mentioned that I wanted to keep these scraps, these cut aparts. I laid them to the side to use on my husband's ski trip, and I really want to focus on these teals and these dark yellows to play with. And I ended up, because he had 2 days of skiing with two different, stories, that this is not enough to do just one layout. So I've pulled back out this collection from Close to My Heart. And I'm going to, because it has the colors that I really kind of want to play with. And I want the layouts to coordinate, but really it's two different stories. I don't want them to be a 2-page spread. I just want them to coordinate. So that is my thought process going in. Now, this story, this layout it has 3 photos. And that pretty much tells me what this layout is going to be like. And the photos that you select can very much guide the direction that a layout is going to go. Now, I could move this around and do different things, but I really want to just do this. I want a very linear kind of a band for my photos. These photos, this is going to be much easier to work with, and I have more flexibility with how what I design around the photos. So that's what we're looking at. And these are the papers that are in my kit. Here's the sticker sheet. I still have a full sticker sheet left. This was part of my winter collection, Winter Where You Are for Mood Board Magic. And I used some of it, but I did not use the stickers. And I added in, when I dekitted and tore down my kits and started combining everything, I had these that were left over from a paper pad, and I decided I wanted to keep them with this kit just because of the tones. And I'm really happy with this. So a lot of this is, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are from a paper pad, and then we have, starts with the kit papers. So this is very, this looks more wintry than this does, but it definitely will lend to that mood and feel. And I ended up with 3 sheets of that. We have the music notes. I have 2 of these left. Nope, I have 3. We have the dots that are in a linear fashion, and I have 3 of these left. Okay, so I'm going to select my papers for each layout, and then we'll get started. Here are the papers that I've decided to use, and I've pulled in 2 more papers because I tore down this paper pad. I wouldn't use these foiled sides. I love the tone of the white side. I really, really like this. So it lends to kind of that dirty snow kind of look. And I want to use these 2 sheets to help that coordination between the 2 layouts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one as a base. I'm going to gut the center. This is going to carry across that coordinated look, because what I cut out in the middle, that 10 by 10 piece, is going to be part of the base. So this is going to be a mat. Then that center piece is going to be the base for my next layout. So that is what I'm thinking. I'm going to get to the part where I cut my papers, and we'll come right back. On this layout, I have decided the edges are really heavily distressed, and I didn't want that to be what is noticed. So I'm going to take, instead of putting this on the back side of my paper and framing it, I'm going to use this to cover that heavily distressed area. I still have a little bit of distressing in the center, but it is not so, it's more subtle. And this is going to create the layout that I want. I still have my interior piece that is going to create my second layout. I have created my bases and I've laid out my photos to the orientation that I believe I want them. I have added in a couple of strips. I've trimmed away all of the pieces that I think I want to use to coordinate with these two layouts. And I'm happy with where I am so far. Now that I have trimmed away the things, the elements that I don't want, these are the scraps that are left over. These no longer have that pull for me to keep them. So many times that is what I'm holding on to, are the small elements that I really want to use, and I'll keep a whole strip or a whole half page instead of just taking the time to trim out what I want to use and then letting go. It's difficult for me to let go. I know I have shared about my purges. You don't understand what's going on in the background. It is not easy for me to just let go, and I have to constantly do self-talk to make myself make those decisions. So my elbow just popped. So these truly no longer have, I don't desire them anymore. So like this 25, that's for Christmas, and I'm not fond of that, you know, the white on the black. I'm not, because that doesn't look like Christmas to me. So, you know, for all the reasons, I'm not going to go through every single piece. I just don't want those elements. And on the back side of these, it's very, very Christmassy, very vintage Christmassy. And I'm not really, that's really not my style. So these, the postcard, because he was away, I felt like I could use these for layering. And that's kind of what I'm going to work toward. On this layout on the right, one of the things that I'm considering, because these photos are just a smidgen, like if I butt them up next to each other, they're just a smidgen bigger than my mat. And I want them to fit within the layout. So I'm looking at my photos. What can go away? What do I not need to tell the story? And this photo here is the only one that I can kind of condense to make it fit, because I don't need the top of these trees to tell the story. You can see that they're up on the mountaintop, and I'm going to cover that just a bit so that these photos fit within the frame. I'm playing with placement of some of the elements, and for the right side, I decided that the font on this just looks too fancy, and so I'm going to cover it with this report card, this Geek School report card. I still get the impact of that card and the layering effect, just not that fancy font. And on this side, I have added, I think I'm going to make this into a tag so that it's sitting down, maybe down in here. I don't want it to be so large. So I think I'm going to do that. I have placed everything that I wanted from the cut aparts, and now I'm going back with my stickers. This sticker I added here and layered under this tag. And now I am just thinking about what I want maybe my titles to be. And I don't know that I have anything on here that is really saying this is the, you know, a title that I want. but I can sprinkle around some of these snowflakes. I did end up using stickers for my title. I have done Winter Wonderland here, and this one I have added Winterfest here. This is a frame, and it has documented at the bottom with some stitching. I'm going to use the bottom portion. This top portion I can use later on, but I'm going to use that Winterfest documented, and that will be my title on the right side. I'm getting too close. There we go. So that pretty much, I'm calling it done. These layouts are completed. I'm going to do some journaling. His friends here, they are the ones who hosted this weekend. And on this page, these three men, my husband and these two men, they have been friends for almost 40 years. They went to college together and they lived together and have been friends ever since. So I am so happy for my husband that he got to have some time away and to strengthen those bonds of friendship. And these layouts are completed. Thank you for joining me. Come back. We will chat again soon. Bye-bye.